Okey doke. They'll probably come in as we're doing this stuff anyways. Gotta do a few other things. Okay. Ooh,
You could take the agenda items out of order. Do the street name thing first.
we can start that. Seems reasonable.
Yeah,
enough.
somebody was supposed to be here from their team too. I don't know. Yeah. And I emailed them today.
Do attendance and everything.
Yep.
We can go through the minutes.
All right. I call to order this planning commission on November 21st, 2024. First is our call to order. We've done that. Plus, Mr. Knudsen, would you do our roll call?
Sure.
And determine my quorum.
Commissioner McCraw,
Present.
Commissioner Armstrong,
Present.
Commissioner Flint,
Present.
Commissioner DeRoberts, Commissioner Pease,
Present.
Commissioner Stoddard, Vice Chairman Ellisor.
Present. We'll now do our pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's see. Come on. So it's okay to switch to number 2 to start?
You absolutely can. We still need to do the minutes and everything too.
Sounds good. Yes. So, first on our agenda is the approval of last meeting's minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? The ayes have it unanimously. To give our first applicant a few extra moments, we're going to start with docket number SP 2024/07. Our applicant Meritage Home might be here.
Nope.
So we'll start with remarks from the city. Mr. Knudsen, whenever you're ready.
So this is a fairly easy request. State law does require the approval of street names to be done by the planning commission. They were not included in the original approval of the site plan when they went through that process. So they have included them now. On the screen is the entire subdivision. These are also in your packets broken up into site plan A and B with the names. Those names being proposed are Robert James Way, Ashley Boulevard, Lauren Lane, Neal Parkway, and Passage Drive. Staff does not see any conflict as to why they may not be approved.
Okay. Since our applicant is not here, I'll open it up to the public for any discussion. Seeing none, we'll move on. Do I have a motion to bring this to the floor for discussion, if it's necessary at all from anybody?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? The ayes have it. Mr.
I was just, when we get street names like this, do we normally run them through the police department, fire department, or with the local 911 system to just make sure? I don't think any of these will be.
We don't, they do. They go
Okay.
through E911 with Greenville County, if it's in
Okay.
Greenville County, who will then clear that the names are usable.
Okay.
So, yeah, they are vetted before they come for us.
I wouldn't think any of these would be a problem, but that's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
Sounds good. Any further discussion? Well, then do I have a motion to approve or disapprove from anyone?
Motion to approve street names.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? The ayes have it unanimously. On to docket number 1, PZ-2024/0. Do I have an applicant from Baker Commercial Properties?
Just a correction, it's 06. That did not print on your agenda for some reason, but it is agenda item PZ-2024-06.
Yes. 06.
Hello, everybody. My name is Charles Barkley. I am with Breakwater. We have Ryan Maltbo with Baker Commercial Properties, John Sandlin with Clarendon Properties. We have Brian Beal from the Mill at Fountain Inn. Thank you. So we are here tonight to apply to rezone these two parcels into an FRD. So we essentially are doing this mostly to take advantage of the textile mill credit. These two properties are currently zoned C2. Both of the uses are allowed by right. The flour mill is actually already built. The hotel is allowed by right. So really, the purpose of the FRD is in working with Sean Bell and the mayor and the city to sort of put together the incentive packages to make the hotel site work. The availability of tax credits does significantly defray the cost, and the easiest way to do that is to unify these two properties in some sort of, unified development. And planned development is not an option here because of the mixed use requirements. So essentially what we're doing is applying for the FRD for the purpose of unifying these two properties. That being said, we're not really changing the allowable uses that are currently allowed in zoning. We're not changing setbacks. We're not really changing much of anything. We're just simply looking to combine these two properties under one zoning umbrella. The other issues, we are installing sidewalks along Wall Street on the hotel site and the flour mill, which currently does not have sidewalks. And lastly, it was brought to our attention that under the current zoning, the dumpster pad for the hotel site is in the best spot that it can possibly be, but currently not allowed by current C2 zoning. So we are looking for relief for our dumpster pad. I think that's the crux of it. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to
Can you
answer.
point out again where you're speaking of with the dumpster pad?
It is over, it's right there next to Ellison Street. And based on the topography of the site and the location of the building, there's really not a better site. We can't bring it forward closer to Wall Street. And the topography won't really allow us a reasonable spot over on the Jones Street side. So it's kind of in the best spot that it could possibly be. It just isn't currently allowed based on the screening requirements under C2.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
I just had a quick question.
Sure.
I'm not really sure of all the laws about this tax credit thing, but how does changing the zoning get you into that? Is it a size thing or
Essentially,
a parcel size, or you need so many acres to get
the
into
textile
this?
mill credit caps you at 200% of the square footage of the building that was on the parcel. So for the hotel site, because it was an old convenience store, we just don't have a lot of square footage. It's not administratively efficient to try to take advantage of the square footage that's on our site. However, the flour mill has a lot of square footage, and they did not use it on the textile mill credit themselves. So by unifying the zoning between these two, we have the ability to borrow the square footage that the flour mill currently has.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And I guess there's got to be some kind of document between the owners that you guys are both want to do this?
Yes, and we actually do have the applicant from the flour mill here.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay. I mean, that's got to be some kind of complex legal document, I would imagine.
Yeah, we are working with Parker Poe out of Greenville. They're the ones who sort of came to this conclusion. In talking with Sean Bell and Michael Kozlarek, they concurred, and so this, to us, was sort of the cleanest path forward to obtain these credits.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have no problem. I think this is a great idea. The development out there is great. I was just a little curious about some of the details.
Very reasonable. Any further questions for Mr. Barkley?
What brand hotel will we be going there?
Spring Hill Suites by Marriott.
I'm sorry?
Marriott. It'll be a Spring Hill
Okay.
Suites.
All right, very good.
Anything further? I think we're good.
Thank you.
Now we'll hear from the city.
Not too much to add here. The FRD, as was just mentioned, was really to kind of bring these parcels together to allow to maximize credits, to help offset the cost of construction. The hotel will be a really welcome site to the city of Fountain Inn for many reasons. The dumpster enclosure, that language has not been included in the statement of intent that's before you right now. It will be in there before goes to council. And that's because we recently discovered that during plan review. And it just happened, luckily we did it before it came here. So it's going into FRD, so it's a great opportunity to be able to do that. And so we did look at it, if there would be any way for that dumpster to be in a better location. And as mentioned, due to topography and the shape of that site, it's in the best location. If I had to pick a place, it'd be the exact same place. So staff doesn't have any issues with that. And with that, staff does recommend approval of the FRD rezoning requirement or request.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll now open this up for discussion. Could I have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I think it's a good thing for our city. The only thing I really want to see is even more connectivity to Main Street, so we don't have to jump across the railroad tracks. So, any further discussion, ideas?
I do have a question about the dumpster. I know that was just like added in. If you're wanting the people staying at the hotel to walk across to the flour mill, how are we gonna screen it to make it not walking past trash?
We are considering the Sutera system.
What, that's already at the mill? Okay. I'm just thinking like, if I'm staying in a nice hotel, I don't wanna walk past that over to eat dinner. That's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dumpster juice?
yeah.
As we were creating the site plan, we stuck the dumpster 14 other places and we came.
Oh, yeah, I'm not disagreeing that it's not in the best spot, but how are we gonna make it prettier?
Fortunately for this area, you guys have the Sutera system available, and it's about as good as it gets to address the issues without being able to wholesale change the location. So thankfully, that is an option.
Any further discussion? Let's see, would anybody like to make a motion for approval or disapproval?
I move we approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Sounds good. All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Let's see. Good job, guys. Thank you for coming out. Not seeing any further business? Correct.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Good job, guys. Thank you for coming out.